On the third day of November 1896, Dr. Jose Rizal arrived in Manila through steamer Colon. His arrival gave too much joy in the sight of the Spanish friars and government officials because the soul of revolution that they believed in could now be made responsible for a crime he had done. He was secretly and strictly guarded, and when he was brought back in Fort Santiago, he came back as a prisoner this time. He was held incommunicado for almost 4 weeks. Meanwhile, the Spanish authorities fished for evidences against Rizal. Many patriots, including Diosdado Arellano, Dr. Pio Valenzuela, Moises Salvador, Jose Dizon, Domingo Franco, and Timoteo Paez, and Pedro Serrano Lactao, were brutally tortured to implicate Rizal. Even his older brother, Pasiano, was arrested and brutally tortured, but he never signed any damaging statement incriminating Rizal. On November 20, the preliminary investigation began. Dr. Jose Rizal, the accused, appeared before the judge advocate, Colonel Francisco Olive, in a room in Fort Santiago.
Name,
Jose Rizal Mercado E. Alonzo.
age,
Sorry, what did you say?
age,
35 years old, but some says I look younger than my age.
profession.
Physician.
Do you know Bonifacio, the founder of Katipunan?
I don't know if I do, Colonel.
Did you meet him in a secret assembly at the house of Doritorio Hongko?
It was not a secret meeting, Colonel. Otherwise, how come you know about it?
No one can keep secret from Spain.
So what do you want me to tell you? Lies? Sir, leave my family and at peace. We know nothing about this.
If you don't know Bonifacio, then why does the Katipunan use your photographs and name?
I don't know. My mother thinks my name is being used to solicit donations. Colonel, I assure you that I know nothing about this.
Are you a traitor, Dr. Rizal?
Colonel,
I ask if you're a traitor like Father Burgos. Remember you dedicated your latest novel to him.
After that conversation, Rizal was also told that he was not allowed to confront those who testified against him. There were two evidences against him, the documentary and testimonial evidences. There are 15 exhibits in the documentary evidences, while the testimonial evidences consisted of the oral testimonies of Martin Constantino, Aguelo del Rosario, Jose Reyes, Moises Salvador, Jose Dizon, Domingo Franco, Diodato Arellano, Ambrosio Salvador, Pedro Serrano Lactao, Dr. Pio Valenzuela, Antonio Salazar, Francisco Quizon, and Timoteo Paez. On November 26, after the preliminary investigation, Colonel Olive transmitted the records of the case to Governor General Ramon Blanco, and the letter appointed Captain Rafael Dominguez as special judge advocate to institute the corresponding action against Rizal. Sooner that day, Dominguez made a brief resume of the charges and returned the papers to Governor General Blanco, who also transmitted them to Judge Advocate General Don Nicolas de la Peña for an opinion. Peña studied the papers and made the recommendations that Rizal should be immediately brought to trial, he should be kept in prison, an order of attachment be issued against his properties to the amount of 1 million pesos as indemnity, and lastly, he should be defended by an army officer and not by a civilian lawyer. On December 8, feast day of the Immaculate Conception, Rizal was given 100 lists of first and second lieutenants for him to choose who will be his defender. He chose First Lieutenant Luis Taviel de Andrade because the name was familiar to him. As soon as Lieutenant Luis Taviel knew that Dr. Rizal chose him, he gladly accepted the task because he also heard him by his older brother Jose Taviel, who happened to be Rizal's bodyguard in Calamba. In Dr. Rizal's prison cell, information of charges was formally read to him. These are rebellion, sedition, and illegal association, and he was pleaded not guilty. Before the trial of Dr. Jose Rizal, the powerful Dominican friars eat together and talk about Rizal's upcoming trial.
Governor Blanco is becoming too friendly with our beloved prisoner.
And what's wrong with that?
Blanco is the final judge of Rizal and he may revoke or defer the verdict.
Yes.
You know Rizal can charm his way around people.
Precisely.
And charming Blanco is very easy.
The devil can be man creatures, sometimes a katipunero, sometimes a novelist,
and sometimes also a governor general.
Well then, we'll see about Blanco being a problem devil that he is brilliant.
Merry Christmas!
And so, on December 13, when Dominguez forwarded the papers of Rizal case to Malacanang Palace, was the time when General Camilo G. de Polavieja became the Governor General of the Philippines. Giving justice to Rizal became now shattered, since General Blanco was more humane and firmly believed that Rizal was not a traitor from Spain. Where on the other hand, Governor General Polavieja was ruthless and just like a puppet to all others of Spaniard friars. December 15, Rizal wrote a manifesto of his own fellow men to stop the necessary shedding of blood and to achieve their liberties by means of education and industry. But sad to say, his manifesto was not given to the people because of the order of Governor General Polavieja. December 25, 1896, this was the saddest Christmas on the part of Dr. Jose Rizal because of his situation. Rizal's trial was a great example of how the Spaniards are injustice and misrule. He was considered guilty even before the trial started. He was prejudged already. After the trial in December 26, his death sentence was signed and confirmed by Governor General Camilo de Polavieja and Captain Rafael Dominguez on December 28.
This tribunal condemns Don Jose Rizal Mercado y Alonso with the penalty of death so decreed and ordered by the ordinary court-martial of the pause as witnessed by the President and members of the tribunal.
While in his prison cell, Lieutenant Andrade was so disappointed in the outcome of the case and said,
As host,
This is the first time that I hear you utter those words, Taviel, and seems like you're good at it.
they just use us. What happened there was not fair. They don't give us a chance to defend the case.
How come you're so angry when in the first place I'm the one who's gonna die here?
It's good that you still have the guts to joke despite of your situation.
Taviel,
Enough. I shall resign for all my duties and I will go back to Spain. I am ashamed to you. I am ashamed to all of you
why?
because I failed.
You're not a Spaniard, Taviel. We are just the same.
at the house of Governor General Camilo de Polavieja, mother of Dr. Jose Rizal, went there to talk about the upcoming death of his son.
Excuse me, Senor. May I speak with the Governor General?
The governor has not time for that. Leave.
Please have mercy. I need to talk to the Governor General for my son, Dr. Jose Rizal.
Por favor, señora.
Governor, please.
Por favor, señora, I have no time for that.
Please, Governor, for my son, Dr. Rizal. You're the only chance that we have for my son's fate.
The Governor General gets the envelope that Teodora Alonso handed over him and then leave her. On the other side, while the Catemoneros gathered at KKK, Andres Bonifacio exclaims,
We will invade the Spaniards' territory as soon as possible. We will save Dr. Jose Rizal from them.
All hail Dr. Jose Rizal!
All hail!
All hail Dr. Jose Rizal!
All hail!
Please calm down, everyone, please. The Spaniards are ready for any attempt for saving my brother, and they give full security for that.
And so we are. We are also prepared for that. We are not scared of them. We will do it for Dr. Jose Rizal.
Wait, please calm down. Even me want to save my brother over them. But I know if we will attack now, even if we could save him from them, he would not be happy of what we did because he doesn't want to waste our lives. Wait, please calm down. Even me want to save my brother over them. But I know if we will attack now, even if we could save him from them, he would not be happy of what we did because he doesn't want to waste our lives. Pepe's life lies in God's hands now. We can't do anything about it.
Then the march toward his death place begins. The group passes by the Postigo Gate out to the Paseo de Maria Cristina. Rizal turned his head several times to take a last look at familiar scenes he was leaving behind and exclaimed,
We are on our way to Calvary.
"We remarked the priest.
Christ must suffered more. Is that Ateneo?
Yes.
I spent the happiest day of my life there.
To humiliate him, firing squad composed of Filipino soldiers has been ordered to do the shooting. Behind the Indios are the Spanish soldiers ready to ensure their rifles that the Filipino soldiers do their job. The Spanish military physician Dr. Felipe Ruiz Castillo was surprised when he checked the pulse of Rizal because it was normal, showing that he was not afraid to die. Marching band stopped and then Rizal exclaimed,
I have not been a traitor to my country nor the Spanish nation.
Then Rizal turned to the Spanish officer and said,
One final request. Let me face the firing squad.
Imposible.
Then spare my head.
See, in the name of the King of Spain, anyone who raises his voice in favor of the criminal will also be executed.
It is done.
Fire!
A Spanish officer went near him and gave him his mercy shot to assure his death.
Finally, the Inyo was dead. Viva España!
Viva España! Although Rizal died, his writings didn't die, for it was planted in open eyes for every Filipino on his time against the Spanish tyranny. And until now, the teaching and values that he left on us remains. He was the one who taught us the value of education, that still a pen is mightier than a sword.